Yeah, so I don't know what happened to Marjorie. She's a nice woman, but I don't know what happened. She's lost her way, I think. But I have to view the presidency as a worldwide situation, not locally. I mean, we could have a world that's on fire where wars come to our shores very easily if you had a bad president. We had a horrible president, and we ended up with Russia, Ukraine, and we ended up with other disasters, too. Don't forget, I put out 8 wars, 9 to come. I think I'll get the other one taken care of, but I put out 8 wars. And look at the damage that Russia, Ukraine has done to us as a country. I mean, we spent $350 billion. We're not spending any money anymore. Now they pay us through NATO. You know, I got NATO to go from 2% to 5%. Well, that's very important. When you're president, you really sort of have to watch over the world because you're going to be dragged into it. Otherwise, you're going to be dragged into a world war. I think if I weren't president, first of all, that war would have never happened if I was president. And if I weren't president, that war could have led to World War III. It won't. It's not going to anymore. But when I first got in, I said, wow, this situation could lead to World War III. And I got NATO together. I got everybody together. But with all of that, I passed a great, big, beautiful bill, which is the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country. So when somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's now catering to the other side, I don't know what, I guess she's, got some kind of an act going, but I'm surprised at her. But when somebody like Marjorie goes over and starts making statements like that, it shows she doesn't know. I don't devote a lot of my time.
Welcome to the J.J. Carrell Show. That clip right there kind of like encompasses everything that's happening right now. Do I believe that Donald Trump needs to be overseer of the world? No. Absolutely 100% no. Do I understand his point of view that he needs to be involved? But then he does what he does quite a bit now is he begins to articulate the flaws in his argument. Why are we involved or was going to be involved in World War III? Why was Russia warring against Ukraine? What allowed Ukraine to war against Russia? Well, you just said it, Mr. President. It was our $300+ billion that disappeared. We have no idea where the money went. And Ukraine's losing. The reason why we're having wars in the Middle East is because we're in the Middle East. Why do we have skirmishes, frustrations, other nations hate us? Why are we all involved? Well, let me put it a better way. If I name all of the skirmishes, wars, to include civil wars, all the atrocities in the world, there's a common denominator in all of it. Like, there's a big common denominator, and that is the United States of America. Why are we involved in any of this? Why do we have our military in any other nation? Stop for a second and ask yourself, why does the world hate us? And then follow that up with, how many foreign bases do we have? I think it's 270. What if China had a base, say, in Texas? And Russia had a military base in Nebraska? We would immediately despise the Chinese and the Russians even more than we do now. It shocks me. It shocks me that when we go completely off the reservation from our founding fathers and why they built this country and how they built it and how they structured it, and then we go off of the reservation and then we get lost and everybody's like, I don't know how we got lost. It's like my Catholic Church or the Christian church with the evangelicals and the Protestants. We've feminized Jesus Christ, made him a effeminate gay man, where every sexual perversion under the stars, with the last one being child sex, which is almost there, and bestiality, which is going to be a hard one to overcome. But hell, if you can overcome raping and sodomizing 2-year-olds, I think you can have sex with a water buffalo and be okay. But the churches, the Christian churches, are shocked that no one's in the pews, that nobody believes the message, that we become a secular nation. Well, why is that? Because we have a watered down version of God. We have a effeminate gay Jesus. We're told the 10 commandments are really 10 suggestions. They're kind of pliable because God is really not that real. And even though God destroyed civilizations, in fact, he destroyed the whole entire human civilization, but he's not judgmental. He's not going to judge us in the end. Oh, really? And I say this as a man that is fearful, is absolutely fearful about where I'm going. Funny how I become my father more and more. Because my father was the same way. He was married to my mother. He had 6 kids. He went straight to heaven. That is an easy no-brainer. And I love my mother. And I love my brothers and sisters. But that man endured when other men would have never endured. But my father knew God a different way than the effeminate, sexually perverse Americans know God. He always fell on the side of he is a vengeful God. He is a God that is judgmental, rightfully judgmental, not in our sick, twisted way that we're never supposed to judge anybody. Isn't that amazing how American culture is? Don't judge anybody. Well, hold on a second. There's objective right or wrong. It's not subjective. So if that guy is raping young kids, I'm going to be damn well judgmental. This politician has opened the borders and it absolutely destroyed our country. I'm going to be judgmental. Donald Trump and politicians like him think that they have to go and police the world. Why don't we try something different? Like, I'm a huge guy of try something different. Like, you're gaining weight, you feel bloated, you're tired. Well, you're tired all the time, you're bloated. Well, maybe it's your food. Can we try something different? Maybe a different sleep pattern? Maybe, I don't know. Let's try something different. Nope, I'm going to keep doing what I do. Okay. America, we have been trying this interventionist international policy for decades now. Look what it's wrought us. Look at what our economy is in shambles. I don't care what anyone says. The economy sucks. Our dollar's worthless. We're in foreign wars. We're spent trillions of dollars we don't have. We're trillions of dollars in debt. Why wouldn't we try something different? I say this. Why don't we try 30 days? I'm not asking you international scum suckers to give up everything. I'm asking for 30 days. And then if things get better, we're going to stay on it. So they'll never try it. How about 30 days where we don't do anything? We don't discuss in the halls of Congress. We don't discuss in the back rooms. We don't send money to any foreign nation. We take down all the foreign flags in our Congress and Senate and in your doorways into your offices. Everything's America only. Everything. Not America first, because when you say America first, there's a second, third, and fourth place. And those people slide in there and they get power and position. So no, it's America only. You get nothing, government. You don't spend a dime outside of these borders, period. And in 30 days, you would watch this country spring to life. But we don't do it. Why? Is it because Donald Trump wants this phantom Nobel Peace Prize? He wants to end more wars? How about this? How about we take all of your focus, Mr. President, on Zelensky and Putin and deny them that access? Let them war and kill themselves. Let Europe deal with it. That's Europe's hemisphere. That's not ours. Let's focus on America and America only. I know it's just shocking. I know it's a wild ask of an American to ask that of his country. Could you just please focus on America? and Americans? Could we do that? Out of the 170 plus military bases across the globe, could we bring them back into America? Set a PCA out, PSA, excuse me, PSA out to all on and buy all the coverage you can on mainstream and cable news and all the newspapers and everything. Put it into the 170 different languages we speak in America and put it all out. Everyone that's illegal needs to leave within 72 hours. Our military is going to go from town to town to town, and we're going to remove everybody. And every American that tries to hurt the military or the police or the ICE or the Border Patrol is either going to be shot and killed. And if you're not shot and killed, we're going to put you in handcuffs and throw your ass in jail. Not on state charges, on federal charges, where there's no parole, probation. You're doing minimum 85% of the time that's given to you. So get ready. And we just focused on America. Let me tell you, I'm going to show you very shortly in this show what happens when you don't focus on America. And you're grinding out your life, as I find myself many times, grinding out the daily functions, trying to make ends meet, tired, exhausted, while the elites get uber rich, rich that we can't even put numbers on because we don't really, you can't truly understand what billions of dollars is. You can't truly understand what trillions of dollars, what that looks like, what that means, while we all struggle because the parasites are feeding off us, the host. And I'm going to show you in video after video after video what it looks like when the elites change our culture, when they turn us from a white country into all the brown colors, all the shades. Oh, JJ, you can't say it. Oh, damn it, I'm saying it. The late 60s and 70s were almost 87, 89, almost 90% white. The rest were black. What was wrong with America then? Why did we allow our politicians to flood invaders into our country that were non-white? Why? And who said that was okay? Some stupid old hippie white Karens that don't have children? That's what I'm supposed to listen to? Isn't it amazing how, and I watched this from my father's generation because they were the racists, right? The 60s, they were the racists. So everyone had to be guilted into being anti-white. Anti-white, whites rule the world, whites. And then you find out, wait a minute, whites are they're less than 8% of the population in the world? What? Oh, so you're trying to extinguish the less than 8% of white people. Well, that's the only explanation that's going on. Why would Biden bring in 30 million illegal aliens, all from the third world, brown and black? Why? Why? Come on, answer me. Why is Britain? Why is Sweden? Why is the whole entire European Union, sans Poland and Hungary, which they're full on almost 100% white? Why did they not allow the hordes of humanity from the Middle East and Africa to pour into their countries? Well, because Poland and Hungary can have Christmas fest. You used to have the biggest Christmas fest? And it used to be spectacular. People would fly from all over the world to come to that. That'd be Germany. You know what happened today? Massive protests of Muslims shutting down the Christmas fest because it goes against Islam, and they're going to comply. England's gone. They don't even know it, but they're dead. That's a dead man walking. That country's just shot. Sweden, 1 in 4 of their women are being raped by savages from the Middle East and Africa. And the white, gutless people just sit there and go, well, honey, can you just try to enjoy it? But sweetheart, there's 9 of them. I know, just enjoy. There's nothing I can do. It's diversity. Diversity is our strength. There is a backlash happening in America, and it is about people of white race saying, we've had it. We're not going to apologize ever again for being white. In fact, we're going to demand that you acknowledge what we created. And back to America only. The reason why we're in this position, the reason why I'm talking to you about this today is because we allowed the most evil people, the most fundamentally retarded intellectually people, the people that had no morals or decency, no belief in God, atheists, Christian haters. We allowed those people to be in positions of authority and power, and look what they've done to our country. And the ones that are self-proclaimed Christians, they're just Judas. They sold their soul for 30 pieces of silver. And I'm talking specifically to the evangelicals, the Protestants, and the Catholics. To the leaders of those denominations, and to the parishioners themselves. We sat by and allowed these evil, vile humans to hijack our faith. I look at the faith, the Christian faith in America, and our founding documents. I see them, they're not equal, because I believe our founding documents came from God. That even our founding fathers said without a doubt, and all of them said it, not a few of them, all of them said this was simply divine providence. Simply divine providence. But I see them side by side in the way that they have both been hollowed out. Our government does not look like the government of our founding fathers. Our Christian faith does not look like our Christian faith. I don't even know what it is. Crazy ass lesbian preachers and all these other denominations with their short hair and they're just obviously gay. They're self-proclaimed gay, and they're flying the LGBTQ flag in the face of the abomination, in the face of God, inside God's house. Houses. You have priests wearing the stupid rainbow sash. Real Christians, real Catholics would walk up to a priest or a bishop and rip it off their neck. And then the next step is, I'm going to get you excommunicated. You are vile. You have been demonically possessed for you to wear that as a man of God. You make me sick. And there is a growing faction of priests and parishioners that have just had it. You have priests openly calling the bishops in the United States a den of vipers. And I watched this weekend and yesterday Donald Trump just raking Marjorie Taylor Greene over the coals. I'm not the biggest MTG fan, but I'm not a hater either. I think that she says a lot of things that I believe in. She said something about not rounding up, the poor migrant workers. I thought that was cute coming from a construction company owner. But outside of that, I'm pretty damn clear. Agree with much of what she says. Same thing with Thomas Massey. So I begin to look at who Donald Trump and MAGA is placing in the MAGA category and who they're expelling outside of MAGA. Well, inside MAGA, now the new definition of MAGA is Ted Cruz, Lindsey Graham, Mark Levin, Ben Shapiro. Wow. What do they all have in common? I don't know. I hate to say it out loud because I'll start getting bad phone calls and emails again. And who's on the other side? Who got kicked out? Literally kicked out of MAGA. They were MAGA. Marjorie Taylor Greene, gone. Thomas Massey, gone. Tucker Carlson, gone. Candace Owens, get out. What the hell's going on here? I just mentioned multiple hardcore conservative valued people that are full on America first. I just listed everyone else that is anything but MAGA. Do you know what Lindsey Graham's conservative voting record is? Like on a grade A, B, C, D, F, F. Marjorie Taylor Greene has an A. I think Thomas Massey votes about 90% for Donald Trump on his issues. Lindsey Graham's an F. Who did Donald Trump champion in his truth tweets this weekend? His good friend, Lindsey Don't Ask, Don't Tell Graham. I have no understanding of it. None. Zero. But I do know this. And people are by the weekend freaking out. Is MAGA dead? Is it dying? It's dying. It's dying. Because MAGA is changing. It's morphing into something else, something that we don't even recognize. And when that begins to happen, you need to jump ship or you need to fight. And you fight and fight and fight, but then you get kicked out by the powers to be. What am I going to do? There is, and I did a show on this and wrote articles on this, and I got a lot of pushback. And I'm going to tell you, if you look at what's happening with MAGA, there is no other explanation of what's going to happen except a third party is going to rise up. We tried the Tea Party. We tried MAGA. And what happens? The rhinos weasel their way in, and they begin to destroy it from the inside out. We need to be completely separate from the Republicans and Democrats. The Democrats and Republicans, that's just a construct. They're straw man. There's no difference between them. None. I just don't know if America has been beaten up enough. I don't know if America has been abused enough. I want to show you just this is an X post and I saw it. And this is one of my favorite historical person, George Washington. I believe that he was the indispensable man. But pull up this post for me, Nick, number 2. And this is what our founding fathers believed in. It is our policy to steer clear of permanent alliances with any portion of the foreign world. Now, I could pick a million quotes from our founding fathers, but you tell me, is there a more defined quote that says what we should be versus what we are? We are a nation that has not steered clear of permanent alliances with all of the foreign world. We are a nation that has gone against everything we were founded on. And I mean everything. Do you know this last election cycle, 37 Muslims were brought in to state and local politics, voted in? Our founding fathers would never let Muslims come to America and set their flag and start taking over our country. They'd be stacking bodies. But we don't stack bodies anymore. Because we're all like diversity is a strength. Until we're the minority in our own nation. And they use the Constitution against us, which they are. And then we will be the minority and we'll have no recourse. They will have the city governments, they will have chief of police, they'll have their own police officers, and then it's just, are there enough of me to kill enough of them? In America, as we know it, will never be the same. Period. Never. Never. It's never going to be the same. That's the road that I see us going down. People go, oh, you're black pill. Oh, and I just want to say, shut the F up, you morons. Look at the way we're going. Look at it. By 2040, whites are going to be the minority majority. I mean, it's over with. It's over. We have a president telling us we need 600,000 Chinese nationals for our students. 600,000. My son's going to college soon, so he has to fight with Chinese nationals for a position at a university. Are you freaking kidding me? That's just the Chinese. We're not talking about the other hundreds of thousands of student visas coming in here. Why are we doing this to our children? Oh, but JJ, your son can go to community college. There's nothing wrong with community college, but I want to make that choice. If my son wants to go to KU, to go to Wyoming, wherever, then he should be able to pick where I want to go if his grades are good enough. He shouldn't be told, well, the Chinese student, Ying Yang Fang, they can't speak English. We don't even know the transcripts are real. However, they're paying us twice as much as you are, so pound sand. Why are we so global? We didn't need anybody in our country. We didn't need anybody. We were the breadbasket of the world. We created all our own steel. We created our technology. What in the God's name have we done to our nation? We've hollowed her out and made her insignificant, and we're bringing in people to replace us through H-1B, through illegal immigration, through legal immigration, and our politicians are cheerleading it. The guy that's the MAGA leader, as he self-proclaimed, I created MAGA, is choosing more talented migrants over us. You may say to me, well, this is early, JJ. You can't be saying that MAGA is dying. No, I can, because I see the precursors of it all, of that beginning to die stage. I can see it, I can feel it, and I'm going to show you a video. This is number 3. Play this. You can't ignore people that begin to post stuff and then show you burning their hats. The symbol of MAGA is the red hat. It's dying. Unless we do something drastic, it will die. Play this, please.
Welcome to the Great Awakening, America, and you best buckle the fuck up because this shit show, it's just getting started and everything is about to come completely off the rails. Every institution
Well, it looks like we're having some technical difficulty.
built on relations, they're all being exposed. From party isn't seeing infighting. What the Republican Party is seeing is the voters waking up to the bullshit.
And we're going to make Israel great again.
For 2016.
Fuck you.
Man, they got me for 4 years. I was a victim of this hat for 4 years until I woke up. Listen, everything has been a scam. The entire thing has been a scam.
Look, you can say, well, those are just a few influencers and they're just angry and that's the minority. Nope, I'm sorry, you're wrong. You're absolutely 100% wrong. Absolutely wrong. That's not a small minority. It's a very growing majority. and they're all young. That's the part that I believe that the Republican Party and, quote, the MAGA have lost sight of or just don't understand. The vast majority of these people are young. They're so tired. They have no capacity to hear lies as we've all done throughout our adulthood. They're past it. Do you know the average age now of first home buyer is 40? I'm going to maybe show you a video of that later on. 40. And then we're watching the birth rates decline. Well, why is that? Because you're living in your mother's basement, your father's basement into your 30s. Maybe now you're getting married in your 30s. We're not going to have any children. You get houses in your 20s and start building your family. Everything's connected. Everything is just 1 degree of separation or no separation. It's just direct lines to each other. And we're falling away from MAGA. Tea Party, great example. What does a Tea Party even mean anymore? No one even mentions it. MAGA. Well, MAGA will die, if not just from what's happening, but when Donald Trump leaves. Who's going to carry that on? Man, America is in a world of hurt. We all feel it. Some of us can articulate much better than others. Some of us just feel it in our bones, but we know it. We know it. And I said this years ago. I said, when there is a coming of the right, meaning when we begin to right this ship, we're so far to the left. Men can have babies. Men need tampons. Men could be in women's bathrooms. Men can play women's sports. We need to give all our money overseas. We need to have open borders. I said, to come back from that, just to get normal, like get back to the old normal where we were just spending money overseas and fighting foreign wars, and our economy was going up and down, up and down. Those were, quote, the good old days. It's going to be Herculean effort to get to the good old days that weren't that great. To get to the great times is that's not going to happen through legislation. It's going to be a spiritual and physical war, like a war, kinetic impact war. And if you don't believe that, you're a fool. You're an absolute fool. You think we're going to legislate our way through this? We don't even have elections. We don't even have a Republican Party that will codify anything because they're part of the problem. This will be a war. It may not be a civil war in the blues and you're going to wear the reds and you're going to be Confederate and you're going to be a Union. No, it's going to be very different. It's going to be a class struggle, class war. Those always end really well, by the way. Look, the best way for you, if you would, to support me is to go to my website, jjcarrell.com, or go to my Substack, jjcarrell.substack.com. I have tons of free stuff. You can just go there and just peruse through my free stuff, but I have equally as much free stuff as I have paid stuff behind a subscription-based program. It's the best way to support me. jjcarrell.com, jjcarrell.substack.com, either one. I appreciate it. I post stuff every single day, free and paid content every single day. I give a real take, a 3-minute take, all behind a paywall, but I do that for my paid subscribers. Every single day, I give you 3-minute, on the dot, 3-minute, hard, solid take, brutal, direct take of how I see things. The other way is to support the people that support my program, companies that support my program, and that is sat123.com/JJ. Sat123.com/JJ. What is Sat123? I have Chris on the show once a week to just walk us through his products because that's how much I believe in it. Because what Sat123.com means to me is being prepared. That's it. I mean, it's a multitude of other things, but to me, it's being prepared. I have a generator with satellite panels on it, so I can always have electricity and power. I have Faraday bags so people can't swipe my phone contents or my credit cards. My son has a ballistic backpack that he takes to school every day. Would never even know that is a ballistic backpack. But my son has a fighting chance to survive if some transgender nut job tries to bang through my son's school. God forbid. And I have a sat phone. I have a sat phone. I got a free sat phone. My monthly subscription is like $90 a month for 150 minutes. For another $10, I roll those 150 minutes over. So I have like this giant bank of minutes. I don't use it. I keep it in my glove box in my car, charged. If I need it, it's there. My wife has hers. I'm getting one for my son when he starts to drive. We'll all three have it. We'll have connectability while everyone else is freaking out. Look, I've talked about this before. You don't have to go to sat123.com or go to PocLink or do anything else I'm telling you. That's fine. And you don't have to go to the website through the eyes I have at 24 years in law enforcement, seeing the world the way I see it. I understand that. But I just wanted to articulate what preparedness means to me. Like we talk about having food, water, all that's great. All of that is going to disappear. Is it 30 days, a week, 30 days, 6 months, a year? What I need is time. And when I have communication, it buys me time. When I have a better way to grab energy and have power, I create time. And what does time mean to me? Time means to me while everyone else is frantically trying to get their loved ones, frantically trying to figure out what's going on. I know where my loved ones are. I get them into my protection. I have connectability with the world, so I know what the hell's going on. And I have a few moments of time to make a game plan. Because I can sit here and I can strategize till I'm blue in the face. But the problems that are going to hit me and my family are going to be some variation or maybe a combination of all. I need time to assess the situation and know what I need to do. And to me, that's priceless. Connectability, get my family, get them in my house. I have my weapons. I have something that charges my phones, charges my batteries, charges everything, runs my house as a generator without the banging humming going on. And I have time because the world is chaotic and everyone can feel it. Everyone can feel it. If at the very least, do me a favor, just go to their website and look at their products and say, do I need that? Does your child need to have a ballistic backpack? My family lives in Kansas, in a very, very, very large community with about 99% white people. No inner city, none of that crap. None of it. My son goes to a private Catholic school. My son goes to school every day with a ballistic backpack. That is not by happenstance. That's not because we just got lucky. No, I purposely sought out this product and I made a partnership with Sat123, and my son has a fighting chance. If you think if you think I think because I live in a basically all white community where there's basically no crime. Like people might freak out, someone steal a car or do some kind of damage. I come from the world of rapes, murders, and mutilations. So when I'm talking about, well, somebody's screen door got smashed and that somebody tagged this building over here, okay, that's important. I want it taken care of. But if you think that I live in this community and my son goes to a private school and I'm thinking unicorns and rainbows, you're effing out of your mind. I'm thinking many, many different things than unicorns and rainbows. Be prepared. Be prepared for your family. That's my pitch. I want to go to this. What's happening today, or started happening on the weekend and carried over to today, and it's still carrying on, is now Border Patrol. Let's be very clear. It's not ICE. It's all Border Patrol now. And one man's doing it, and that's Chief Bovino from El Centro sector in California. If you look at the map of California, go all the way to the eastern point of the state of California, there's a place called El Centro. Not a very nice place. El Centro is called El Centro sector, Border Patrol sector. It's not a big sector. He's leading the charge. Do you know there's 20 Border Patrol sectors in America, and there's only one border chief doing the job? Just one. Well, why is that? It's because those other ones are the same ones that allowed the open borders. Do you think they're going to follow Trump's orders and actually do their job? Of course not. Of course not. But Chief Bovino is in Charlotte. Let me maybe give you just a quick snapshot of Charlotte. Charlotte's been about 900,000 in the city population. Over 150,000 of that 900,000 are illegal aliens. Basically, 20% of their population are illegal aliens. And you say, well, what does that look like? Well, they have a Colombian illegal alien with 17 different Hispanic surnames is on their city council. Somehow he was illegal from Colombia and then somehow got some naturalization or some paperwork to be, quote, legal. I have no idea how. Nobody's really said how he's done this, but he's in the city council. How do you think he's going? How do you think he's playing this? I'm going to show you Charlotte. I want you, and Nick, can you just play 25 seconds of this? And when it comes on, I want you to look at the signs and look at the flags and tell me what you see. You know, do me a favor, Nick. Can you pull that up to the very end? Yeah, I mean, look at the. No, go back. You just had it at the 25-second. That dude with right there. Oh, it just is there. Yeah, the guy. Stop right there. The guy with the bike hat on. Fat slob. Dumpy mouth breather. I mean, God. Seeking safety is not a crime. That guy right there, I'm telling you, is an illegal alien. But what did you see? You saw an American flag, granted, surrounded by multiple foreign flags. Try that in a different country. Go ahead, outside of the impotent white nations of the world. Go to the brown and black and Asian countries and wave your flag. Wave that American flag and see how fast it gets shoved up your ass. And rightfully so. But what do? We just allow it to happen because we're gutless, because we have dudes that wear bike hats as they're walking. That poor schmuck, he's what? He's the 40-year-old virgin. Look at him. That man hasn't touched a woman in his whole life, but he's going to have a say in our government, right? He's walking to protest people like me. Okay, sure. This is what's happening in Charlotte. Charlotte's a southern city. Charlotte, North Carolina. This is not New York City. This is how far it's gone. This is how far it's gotten throughout our nation. Let's go and play number 5 so you can see if you can set that up. This is a construction site. And I want you, before you play it, I want you to ask yourself a question. Why is it okay for people to hurl insults, violent verbal threats at our police and our border patrol. How is this allowed in any civilized country? Why is it tolerated? Watch this. Look at the abuse these poor border patrol agents have to take going on a construction site.
You better start clearing out! You better start clearing out! You better start clearing out! Let's start throwing guys in here! Hurry up! You're a fucking bottle! Look at that! That little fucking bottle! Let him go! Let him go! Clear out! You bitch-ass motherfucker!
All right, Nick. Why are they not taken care of? Why isn't Donald Trump attaching military units to these men, creating a barricade around them at all times? Why? Why hasn't that been done? See, as I am a former law enforcement, and you ask any guy that's been in the battle, they're going to tell you the moment they start encircling you, is the moment you need to get back to back with your partners and start beating the shit out of these people, because they're going to beat the shit out of you. And I'm sorry to curse like this, but I don't care. I am so tired of this horrific policing that we do. This constantly allowing them to get more emboldened, and then our agents and officers get hurt and killed, and then we're shocked. But it's okay. You're going to be medically discharged. Oh my God, I don't want to be medically retired. Nope, sorry, you're medically retired. One of your eyes is shot now. Or or giving some poor widowed wife a stupid American flag folded very tightly. This is how much we care. This is how much well, wait a minute. Why didn't you care enough to have some other men there to take care of my husband as he did his job that you told him to do? Oh, no. Here's a folded flag. This should keep you warm at night. This should be there going to your games with your son and your daughter's games. And maybe we can figure out a way to get that flag to walk your daughter down the aisle when she gets married. Do you see the absurdity of this crap? I just want 1 minute with Donald Trump. That's it. Just say, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know who the hell's telling you what to do, sir. But this ain't working, my man. This just ain't working. You take the average American, just the average run-of-the-mill guy. In fact, I'll let you go to Gold's Gym and pick out somebody that's fit. Just grab somebody, a man and a woman. Take them, throw them into the woods there and have people blowing whistles, screaming at them, telling they're going to F their mother, all that, and see how fast they soil the britches. Go ahead. Do it. Why is it okay for our officers to go through this? Are you kidding me? Here's the most irony of all ironies. You see, those Border Patrol agents are enforcing laws that Congress made, created, signed off on, voted on. And then, see, those Border Patrol agents went through the academy, and before they got their gun and their badge, had to stand up as I did, put their right hand up, and swear to defend the Constitution of the United States of America, thus the laws of the United States of America. And where are all of the politicians, to include the gutless effing rhinos? Okay, let's get out of Charlotte just for a second, just because I want to drive this point home. This is what the Democrats wanted. This is what the Democrats are, the type of people the Democrats are protecting. These are the rhinos that do nothing there in San Antonio, which is it used to be a beautiful city. It's a dump. It's a dump. All I want you to play for me is a minute, 15 seconds, and watch what happens when you bring in third world cesspool people. You get child sex trafficking. Play this, please.
Well, following breaking news early this morning, a large law enforcement presence drawing several agencies to San Pedro and Bassi. This is area just north of Olmos Park. It still has the road closed this morning. Devin Karp is live there with what we've heard back from SAPD and the FBI confirming this is a federal investigation. Devin, a lot of different agencies still out there.
Yeah, Sarah, they're still here, and we've seen about 3 more cars get towed here since we last spoke with you just at the top of the 8 a.m. hour. Let's go ahead and take a look over here. You can still see a lot of different law enforcement officers, some saying police, some have FBI. I've even seen some ATF jackets with a lot of cars, supposedly from federal agents, that are still over here. They appear to be going through the Las Pollitas snack shack right over there, that pink trailer over there. We've seen them go through multiple cars here, and car alarms go off as they work under their investigation. We're trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Some of the nearby neighbors who have just been walking through that area have said they had no clue anything was even going on until this. But if you guys want to look, we got a look at some of the video of what happened last night when this all started around 2 a.m. On this, you can see one of our crews came across those.
Listen, it's happening right in front of, right in broad daylight, right in front of your eyes. All the child sex trafficking, all the human trafficking, all that is happening right in front of you. You just don't see it. You're busy running from place to place, trying to get your kids to sports, blah, blah, blah. It's going to happen. It's right in front of your face. But our government allowed this to happen. Our federal government is the enemy of the people, period. End stop. Nick, I want to go to number 8. And while you're pulling that up, I want to just skip to number 8. Clip number 8, please. And I want you to listen to Tucker Carlson on our government. And he's so spot on. And he delivers this and articulates it in a way that I don't have the ability to do at times. Very different way I speak than Tucker Carlson, which I love watching him because we're different. Listen to him when he talks about your government and what your government has done, and think about everything that we've talked about today.
You don't like what the government's doing to you? Shut up, racist, and you go to jail. They send people to jail. UK, they send people to jail every day. And not for standing in, Hyde Park and screaming, but for writing it on Facebook. So imagine a government that totally destroys the country, which is criminal behavior, and then criminalizes complaining about it. That's not a legitimate government. That's a tyranny. That's a tyranny. And if that were happening in some widely recognized tyrannical country, East Germany, 1975, where everyone's under surveillance. By the way, I don't think East Germany, 1975, which was famously the most surveilled nation in the history of the world, I don't think they had seatbelt cameras. I don't. No, they didn't. That was too far even for Eric Honecker. He's like, that's a little fascist for me. I can't do it. So these countries have become, including my own, have become surveillance states. And the point of that surveillance is not to keep you safe. It's to punish you for noticing what they're doing to your country, actually. That's not the behavior of a legitimate government. And if you think that's like a right-wing point, you've bought the lies. That's not a right-wing point. That's a simple observation about human rights. No privacy, no freedom.
No privacy, no freedom. Shut up. I know you see what we're doing to your country. I know that you have witnessed us bring in 50 million people, another 55 million legally, quasi-legally. And we know that you know that your country's falling apart, but I need you to shut up or you're going to go to jail. You're going to shut up or I'm going to demonetize you. You're going to shut up, I'm going to take you off Facebook. You're going to shut up, I'm going to debank you. Shut up, I'm going to put you in jail. That's our country. Don't argue with me. Don't push back on me and say, no, this is a great country. Oh, really? But you're MAGA. Yeah, I'm MAGA. Make America great again. That's what MAGA means. Do you believe in the slogan that's on top of your head? Then we're not great. Why are we not great? Well, because we sold everything for the elites to get wealthy and the politicians to get wealthy. All of our manufacturing gone, disappeared. Whole cities have crumbled Detroit had the largest annual income in the nation at one time. Now it's a piece of crap. St. Louis, you can't even drive through St. Louis. It looks like a bombed out Dresden in Germany. Let me play this absolute gutless piece of trash from Charlotte, and he basically is the example of what Chuck Carlson was talking about. This is your government. Listen to this whiny beta male. Listen to this guy talk about how we need to circle around the migrants, because my God, that's what we need. We need more migrants. Listen to this. This guy's name is Drew Reisensinger. He's like a city councilman in deeds, record of deeds. He's in some government position, but he's some jackass. Go ahead and play this one, please.
Hey friends, Drew Reisinger here. Just wanting to check in. I'm seeing a lot of information coming from North Carolina officials saying that immigration raids might be starting as early as Saturday, as early as this weekend. I know there's some real tendency to just say, if ICE is coming with good intentions to get criminals off the streets,
oh God, I can't listen to him anymore. Can you please pull him off? I can't stand men that are sing-songy. Hello, friends. This is Drew Reisinger. I heard, scratching my arm, I heard that ICE may be doing raids. Shut up. I can't imagine you being my father. I would be just disgusted. Like, I can't believe I came from this DNA, from this dude. My DNA is shared with this jackass. Are you kidding me? His wife's in the background yelling at him. You just don't see her. She's screaming. She's about 300 pounds, screaming at poor Drew. Drew, you're going to make this video, Drew. You're going to talk about how bad ICE and Border Patrol is, and you need to do it in your stupid beta male sing-song voice. Go ahead, Drew. Sing away. What does us all look like? I talked about this just briefly. I want to play this clip. It's almost 2 minutes. I want you to watch it and listen to it. This is what America is now. You brought in 105 million people into America. We have no housing. We have no homes available. We don't have jobs for our kids. So guess what? You can't get a house till you're 40. That's over halfway your life. You're going to die before you're 80. No man's living to his 80 anymore. It's a relative misnomer. It's not going to happen. You're going to die of a heart attack by the time you're 60 because you're going to have to work 7 jobs. The first house you get is going to be like $700,000. You're going to live in it. You're going to live just to go to sleep and die in it. Watch this video, please. Go ahead and play this.
Tomorrow, you're going to be speaking at a Turning Point USA event at Clemson University. Tell us about that.
Yes. Yeah, so what I am focusing on right now is the American dream. Young people need to be able to afford houses. If you can't afford a home, then you can't start a family. If you can't get married and start a family, you won't have grandchildren, you won't have buy-in, you won't have the American promise that you can have a future here in this country for you and your children. This is something that is a crisis in America, something that Charlie talked about often. The average age of a first-time home buyer, Lawrence, is 40 years old. That's well past the optimum time for fertility. That's well past a man or a woman's ability to want to get started and get married and have a life. This is something, and it is a crisis that we must work on. We must be able to listen to our young people and hear that this is a major concern. And so we are going to be working very closely with the Trump administration and with
good,
other
Nick.
policies.
I can only take so much of Benny Johnson as well. But he's right. What is the American dream? Can somebody explain that to me right now, as somebody in his 50s that has a house? Can someone tell me what the American dream is? Oh, is the American dream when I was in the Border Patrol in 2008 when all the banks destroyed the mortgages and then destroyed all the houses and bankrupted everyone. And I held on. I was one of the few people in the whole America that actually held on to his mortgage and paid his debt. That's the American dream. We live in a matrix, and in this matrix, we are all a host, and the parasites suck off us, and they become wealthy beyond anything we can imagine, and more powerful than anybody could ever imagine in their lifetime. When is it going to stop America? When are we going to say we've had enough? When are we going to fight back? That's a damn good question. When are we ever going to fight back?